I thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank you, Secretary Blinken, for your service and your time today. Mr. Secretary, yesterday the House passed the Taiwan Assurance Implementation Act. This is my bipartisan legislation I worked on with Mr. Connolly and others that requires the State Department to provide robust reporting on engagement with Taiwan and ask that the U.S. remove self-imposed barriers to engagement. I am urging my colleagues in the Senate to take up my legislation and send it to the President's desk so we can work towards tangible and sustained progress in the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. The United States must demonstrate resolute and unflinching support for this important democratic partner as it faces increased bullying and coercion by the People's Republic of China. In the meantime, I hope that you will help us understand how the State Department's budget will move this critical partnership in the right direction, because I am worried, frankly, that State's current approach is overly concerned with avoiding even the slightest chance of offending Beijing. Mr. Secretary, I hope that we can all agree that our confrontation with China represents a generational challenge for the United States and its partners. However, I was concerned to see so little priority given to U.S. arms sales and other security assistance programs in the Indo-Pacific. If the Indo-Pacific is the decisive theater, why is foreign military financing for East Asia and the Pacific third in priority, with only 2% of the proposed funding going towards the region, sir?
First of all, thank you. I appreciate your focus on this. I look forward to reading what you've put forward. Let me mention just quickly, by the way, that at the beginning of this administration, we liberalized our contact guidance when it comes to our engagement with Taiwan, precisely to make sure that U.S. engagement with Taiwan better reflects the broadening, deepening unofficial relations that we have. And that guidance has been out for nearly 2 years. When it comes to the foreign military financing, sales, et cetera, just to focus on Taiwan for a second, then we can broaden out. I have signed more of these agreements than any previous Secretary of State. And in the last couple of years, we have provided for an additional $5 billion in defense-related sales to Taiwan. This builds on a long record going back over many administrations.
But yet that foreign aid and the weapon are not making it to Taiwan.
Well, there you have an important point. And the challenge that we're facing across the board lies not with my department, even as we work to streamline everything that we're doing. And as I said, I signed out more of these than any previous secretary. We have real production challenges across the board. Production challenges that have built up over many years as various lines have gone dormant, COVID, supply chain problems, all of these things have come to a head. That's exactly what the Defense Department, industry are working on right now. And my anticipation is you're going to see significant progress on that. But it's not for want of trying to make sure that all of our partners.
But time is of the essence, Mr. Secretary. It truly is. And the situation and the confrontation that could occur between China and Taiwan and our other partners is before us. In the most recent National Defense Authorization Act, Congress authorized up to $2 billion in this foreign military funding grants to Taiwan for each of fiscal years 2023 through 2027, which would allow the United States and Taiwan to engage in joint long-term planning for the acquisition, deployment, and sustainment of critical capabilities. Why is Taiwan not a priority ask funding or attention in FMF?
Taiwan is a priority, and as you know, we have many different ways of doing this. So we appreciate the authority. We put together in the budget a new fund to look at emerging priorities for FMF. Taiwan would be included in that. At the same time, in the case of Taiwan, the most effective way to date to make sure that they have what they need to defend themselves has been through the Foreign Military Sales Program. They increased their defense budget by 11%. They have the capabilities, the capacity to make the acquisitions they need, and at the same time, we've been working very closely with them in terms of the advice that we're providing to make sure that they have an effective deterrent and defense capacity. Sometimes that goes to significant weapon systems. Sometimes that goes to very different things that may not be the most expensive or flashiest.
And I thank you for that. And I do have some additional questions that I will submit for the record.
Thank you.
But I do submit to you our very bipartisan Taiwan Assurance Implementation Act that was passed the House last night. I hope that the State Department, under your leadership, will take a very clear look at this. It is important as we move forward and with the threat of China.
Thank
I
you.
thank
We
you,
will.
Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence, and I yield back.